Hello YouTube and welcome back to the channel. This time around we're going to revisit my first ever mini rifle match. Without any further ado, let's have a look at my planning for stage 1. I found making good stage plans to be a challenge, and though there are a number of reasons for this, the main reason is that this is my first mini rifle match and I'm simply unfamiliar with the format. As with handgun matches, my approach was to engage the targets in the order they present themselves. At any rate, let's have a look at my run.
Stand by!
The first problem I run into is that I hadn't set the scope magnification to the lowest setting, because I hadn't yet fitted the scope with a throw lever. That took a bit of time to correct. Next, I spent too much time looking at an array instead of simply sending another round or two downrange. Beyond that, the run was bumbling and, well, it's pretty obvious that I'm not an old hand at mini rifle. Next, let's have a look at stage 2. Stage 2 presented a challenge with regards to precision, as the targets used were very small indeed. As usual, my plan was straightforward. Now let's have a look at my run.
Stand by! Here you go.
With the small targets, I need my magnification back up, which is the first problem I ran into. Next, an uncooperative magazine leaves me with an embarrassingly long reload. Other than those mistakes, I am happy about my use of support to good effect. Now, let's have a look at stage 3. After a bit of back and forth, The stage plan I ended up with was very simple and allowed me to leverage the fact that I shoot from the left shoulder for a simpler first array engagement. Other than that, there's not much to say. Here's my run. At this point, I'd started getting into the flow of things, and the result is a significantly more fluid run and one which executes on my plan as I'd planned it. Other than that, there really isn't much to say. Now, let's have a look at stage 4. This was the first stage of the day which mandated an option 3 rifle ready condition, meaning that there was no detachable magazine attached. This of course added a new challenge to the stage, and the stage plan had to be made accordingly. Other than that, a simple plan. Let's have a look at the run. I can't even begin to tell you why I ran empty at that last array. But I did, and had to go back to pick up another magazine to finish my run. That cost me a fair bit of time. Other than that, I'm pretty happy about this run. Stage 5 was a stationary short course, and I don't really see a point looking at it. I didn't do awfully well, but, well, that's the way it is. Instead, here is my prep for stage 6. Was a fairly complicated long course. The red and yellow tape on the floor delineates a wall that goes all the way up to the roof. And in between those is an array of targets. Other than that, again, we're looking at a fairly simple engage them as I see them course. 1, 6, 3, 4. Drop, shot, control, Now, let's have a look at my run.
Farm!
If I were to describe my performance here with a single word, that word would be clusterfuck. I do start out well enough, getting all of the steel at the end with a single shot per. But then the mistakes start coming. I run straight through my planned position for the first array on the left-hand side, causing me to have to double back in order to engage it. Having had to double back meant that once I arrived at my uprange shooting position, my heart was pounding and I was out of breath. This resulted in very poor effect on target. Next, the previously troublesome magazine came back to haunt me, and instead of simply replacing it as I should have done, I spent a lot of time faffing about with it and trying to make it work for me. At this point, I'm stressed and I run through my shooting position for one of my right-hand targets, although I catch myself fairly quickly. But my magazine kept giving me problems. At this point, at least, I swap it out, though not before dropping it on the floor. I can't claim to be happy about my performance in this match. For that, I am simply making far too many costly mistakes. On the other hand, my primary success criterion whenever I shoot a match is, am I having fun? And hands down, this was one of the most fun matches I've shot so far this year. That's all from me this time around, and I'll see you later.